Professor, when are restrictions of human freedoms appropriate in liberal democratic states that adhere to the European Convention on Human Rights?
The Convention itself has very clear provisions which allow a state to restrict human rights. The list is in the Convention, and so there are legitimate public order considerations. Human rights are, except a very few, are not considered to be absolute. There are other considerations, including competing human rights. What really matters is that the restriction be necessary in a democratic society, which again means that the restriction has to be proportionate, the result, the means chosen has to be proportionate, least restrictive, and at the end of the day, the restriction has to be such that the benefit outweighs the negative impact on the human right.
Your lecture outlines several examples where the concept of margin of appreciation is causing some tension between member states and the court. Is the margin of appreciation a threat to the court and therefore to human rights in general?
All good concepts can be abused, and margin of appreciation is a well-established concept of the court which was used in order to respect the states and the way they handle human rights. But of course there is always a danger that it will be misunderstood. I hope we did not commit any mistake in its application. Certainly there are differences in the application of human rights. There are local circumstances, and local circumstances may require a state to take a specific restriction under those circumstances. This certainly doesn't apply when it comes, for example, to torture.
You said in your lecture that a system of international human rights relies on the goodwill and self-understanding of members and their desire to be seen internationally as protectors of human rights. Why might this desire be diminishing in Europe?
Well, I hope I'm wrong, and it is not diminishing. If it does, then it has to do with an increased tension, a crisis that is felt, and under a situation of crisis there are always certain uncertainties in applying otherwise respectable standards.
Thank you.
My pleasure.